What is up, guys? It is Stevie with another video, and today I'm going to show you the best base for medium to large groups. It is a trick base. I'm going to explain how that works in a minute here. So on the screen you should see a base. Pretty much how it works is there's a 4x4 area. That's where your group stays. It's going to be 4 stories tall. This is just the bottom story, and as you can see, these outside areas are all honeycombed. That's what makes it hard to get into. There's one entrance, it's through this armored door right here, and then you have to go through 8 more doors to eventually get into the main part. I want to stress this before I start, the tour and the rest of the video. This 4x4 part of the base is completely up to you on how you want to make it. I made mine a certain way. You can make yours any way you want. It's just this outside and the 3rd story that I'm stressing as really important that you need to follow, like the structure that I used. I'll go into more detail on that later, but let's get into the tour. Then I'm going to show you the quickest ways to get in, which are not so quick because it is a hard base to break into. Like I said, at least 20 rockets. You can do it in less if you know exactly where to go, but it's very unlikely. And then there are 10 C4 to get through. I will show you that later, and then at the end I'm going to show you how to build the base. Alright, so this is what the base looks like from the outside on the ground. I apologize if there are shots in the background. There probably will be like that throughout the video. But anyways, this is what it looks like on the ground. It's kind of intimidating. You want to put an armored door right at the front, or at least I do, because it's kind of intimidating for raiders. They may not want to raid you just because they see that, and you can look through, which doesn't really help with door campers. It kind of sucks. They need to change it, but it's whatever. There are more doors. So now you're going to go through 8 doors. Unless my counting's off, I'll put a caption on the screen if it is. But you're going to go through 8 doors in order to get to the main part of your base, which is a 4x4 split up room in the middle. And alright, sweet. What's going on? Okay. So here we are. I actually just glitched through that wall. It's kind of cool. Anyways, I split this up. So there's a hallway there, and if you open these doors up, there's this middle area, and you can kind of visualize it. If you kept going around, it would make this big 4x4 square. You can separate this inner room as much as you want. I like putting a lot of doors, but you really don't need to have any. You could just make it open as open as you want. I'm not going to keep a lot of stuff on the first story because while it still does take 18 rockets to get to this main part, I believe, I just feel safer keeping all my stuff in the 2nd story. So we're going to go ahead and get to that. But you can put sleeping bags, you can put a fireplace, you can put early chests, whatever you want. You could put a chest under there, something like that. But anyways, a lot of people like to use ladder hatches. I don't like them. They're easy to break compared to just taking up like 1 2-story single block like this and put 2 doors, which is a lot harder. It takes 2 C4 or 4 rockets. So once we go up the stairs, this is the 2nd story. You can customize this however you want. I'm going to share with you my customization. So we have over here, we have 1 loot room with 4 chests, another loot room with 4 chests, another loot room with 4 chests, and back here we have another loot room with 4 chests. You can separate out if you want, like resources here, other resources here, some random stuff, some weapon and gear and medicine in the other one. You can separate it however you want. In this room we have our chest. It is very safe here. 2 small boxes where you can keep guns just in case you're getting raided and you die and you have to respawn. Get some guns real quick, maybe some armor, some meds. There are 2 beds in here. You could probably actually fit another one if you tried hard enough. And you can make more rooms and stuff. This is just my design. This is how I would do it. I would do it for, 3 to 4 people. And then in here you have all your furnaces. Here you have 8 furnaces. You can put one right there if you want. But I just want to stick with 8. As we go up here, this is the trickiest floor on the entire base. I'm gonna go ahead and close these doors. You saw it on the thumbnail. I hope you saw it on the thumbnail. But that's just because it is literally checkered with doors. So the path to get to the 3rd story is here. But of course, they're not going to know that. And even if they do guess that it would be here, and they're coming down from the roof, and they would guess that it's on the opposite corner, they would have to take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 doors down, which is 6 C4 or 12 rockets. And then they also have the problem of splash damage with the rockets. They may hurt themselves because it is such close quarters. Anyways, was there. Once we get to the 4th story, actually, it's just an empty room. You can change this however you want. I would suggest maybe putting some, whatever they're called, those garden things, some water, maybe a refrigerator up here. I would put my research table and my repair bench up here. You can put whatever you want. You can customize it however you want. This is just kind of the layout for you. Then once we go out here, we have just this big graded area. If you open up this gate, you can go around on the edge. You can look at whatever you want. Shoot down enemies. Also, if someone's door camping you, there's a very nice corner angle from over here to look at door campers and such. The reason why this base is a trick base, like one of the biggest reasons, is because it looks so easy to get into from the top. Because if someone looks at this, they're going to say, oh my god, they're using metal grates. These kids are dumb. And so they're going to come through this. That's going to get, that's going to take a C4, another C4, or rockets, whatever they're using. And then they're going to get there, and then they're going to have to go through the trick floor, which has no resources on it. You could put some boxes in here with some weapons. I wouldn't keep a lot. But the point is, you want them to come down from the top. The bottom's really hard to get into, but the top is even harder to get into with that whole floor that's just dedicated to trick people. So yeah, this is the base design. I know I don't like people on my roof, so if you want to get a bunch of metal blades, you can make some of the little spike barb thingies to keep people off your roof. You can do it. If you want to build up to your roof, maybe make a sniper tower or something, you can do that as well. This is just, as I've said like 8 times already, this is just the basic design. And so yeah, now I'm going to show you the easiest ways to get into this base with some C4 and some rockets, just to show you that it is not at all easy to get into. Okay, right after this, guys, there is going to be a part of the video on how to build the base. It is in 4 times speed because otherwise it would take way too long. It takes about 7 minutes, so if you don't want to watch it, I guess this is the end of the video for you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Definitely leave a like, subscribe. Any video ideas, let me know in the comment section. I'm going to be making more videos like this. But if you do want to watch the rest of this video on how to build the base, that'll come up right after this. You want to start as shown, or as I'm showing right now, with a 4x4 platform of twig, and then honeycomb it with 2 layers of triangles as shown. This is also very easily seen from the top-down picture that I showed at the beginning of the video. If you want to go back and revisit that, you can. So once you have this honeycomb, you want to put squares where the corners meet so that eventually people can get in and see for only 2 layers instead of 4. Now you want to surround this 4x4 with walls, and you want to make a room inside with your stairs. I use L-shaped stairs. And then you want to get 2 doors, and you want to put a door there where the stairs are and a door at the front so that no one can get in. Then you're going to go ahead and take floors and completely make a roof for your base, and then upgrade everything to wood. This is the first stage because this is a staged base. because, you know, in a real server, you're not going to be able to do, you know, have all these thousands of stones at once. You have to start off with wood and progress. So there's the first layer of the base. Actually, you also need a sleeping bag and a campfire and a small box. You can put multiple small boxes, but eventually you will destroy them. Unless you want to keep them there, you can do whatever you want. But then you want to put the second layer of honeycomb. So you want to put a wall there, some doorways, because as shown in the tour, eventually that will turn into 8 doorways to get into the main entrance of your base. Then you want to make the first layer of honeycomb as shown around the outside of the base. You obviously can't do 2 because that would take way too much wood and that would take way too much stone, and you probably don't have that. You can go ahead and turn everything to stone. Turn everything inside to stone as well as the roof, so that they can't come in really easily. And then you want to put a furnace down so you can eventually make a metal door and a code lock. Then you also have to be very careful, because a lot of these times I forget to have the stone flip the right way, which is awful, because if you don't know, someone can take a spear and spear their way in if you don't have the stone facing the right way. So that is the first layer. Now on to the second layer of the base. Make sure everything is upgraded to stone. You want to add, you know, some more code lock doors and stuff. And then you want to go ahead and fill in the top of the honeycomb as shown by using, you know, going on top of your second story with your stairs and then upgrading everything. Then you want to surround it with another 4x4. You want to surround your little stairway area with more twig, and eventually you're going to upgrade this all. Right now you want to turn it all to stone so no one can come by and just destroy it, which would be a waste of wood. And now we're going to put some shelves. As you saw, the storage rooms, obviously the chests go on shelves. This is always the hardest part for me, is getting the shelves, or getting the boxes on the shelves. Bottom ones are easy, the top ones are more difficult. Then you're going to do it the exact same thing for the second, third, and fourth loot room. You want to go ahead and put an armored door on this section. This is going to be your furnace room, so you're going to make 8 furnaces, and you're going to place them side by side as shown in the tour. Now you're going to go ahead and put a ladder hatch down. You want to upgrade all of the floors, or I guess the roofs, and make sure everything is filled in completely. And now you're going to work on the arguably most important story, which is the trick story, where there's just a checkerboard of walls. So you're going to go ahead and put your floors on above, and then you're going to go ahead and start making your walls, which is pretty much just doorways. I think it's just doorways, as a matter of fact. There's not a single wall on this story except for the outside ones. You want to go ahead and honeycomb the second layer as shown. That is very important. This takes a while, so feel free to skip forwards about 20 seconds or 30 seconds because that's about how long it's going to be to get completely around this base. After the second story, you're going to fill the third story you made after you upgraded to stone with doors, like so, or doorways. You want to upgrade them all to stone, and then you want to fill it with sheet metal doors. Obviously, this is going to be progressive because you're not going to have all these resources at once, but you need to slowly make your way to having every single doorway filled. And then in the opposite corner that you come up with, where the ladder hatch was on the second story, as you know on the tour, you're going to make one in the opposite corner, another ladder hatch going up to the fourth story. Now I'm not going to show you a video of me doing this, making the fourth story and up, because this is completely up to you, and the fourth story is just the same as the third. It's just completely empty. So I want you guys to make that how you want to make it. So you're going to fill in the fourth story honeycomb, and then you can do the second layer of honeycomb whenever you have the resources. After you do that, you want to fill in these doorways like so to get that full 8 door honeycomb, so that people do have to blow through 8 to get to the center of your base. It makes it a lot nicer. But that is it for the video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Drop any video suggestions in the comment section like I always want you to do. Critique me, tell me what I could do better. Definitely leave a like, definitely subscribe if you haven't, and I will see you on the next video. Peace out.